let's get going and get started with how to monetize mobile and Facebook. And you know what, guys? Mobile, I mean, is truly the future. We talked about what's going to be happening in 2010. We've talked about the QR codes. I was doing a little bit of research for my upcoming article that I'm going to be doing for you guys about how to monetize from QR codes, and it's so interesting that they're using these all over the place. They're using them on construction sites and putting these on so that, like, this is so interesting, like construction workers who don't know how to put something together, they take a picture of that QR code and instantly they can get the book on how to use it or how to put it together, or if it's got hazardous material, it's got a QR code of how to quickly take care of somebody. So I mean, this is growing huge, and I am not only going to show you how to get your own QR code, but what the heck you need to do with it. That's going to come up. I'm so excited writing that article. I'm just so excited about it. So mobile, we got to talk about mobile. We got to talk about getting your site mobile and on for Facebook and all of this, because it's coming. I mean, you feel it coming. It's not all the way there yet, but you're feeling it come. So let's get going. If you just joined us, welcome to the New Life event. I really hope you're learning a lot. If you just heard Jackie, she, phenomenal. If you've heard the 19 other webinars, phenomenal. My name is Shauna Siegel. I am the CEO of One Choice for Your Store. I'm the host of Ecom Experts on Webmaster Radio. I should probably mention that if you're feeling like, wow, this is like the last day of the New Life event, and are we going to see my friends again? Yes, come to webmasterradio.fm, 6 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night, and we'll catch up with each other and have some more fun tomorrow night and have an after New Life event party. I love education, and we are going to do more education, and we are going to start the New Life event book club where, we read these important books like the book that Jackie recommended and talk about it and discuss it and apply it to our business, and then discuss with each other, what are your thoughts? Help me make it better. So this is going to be awesome, and this is what the New Life event is all about. We are bringing new life to your website. We're helping you to grow your business, and we're doing it together. So please help me say thank you to our speakers. Our speakers have been phenomenal. We are using rememberthemilk.com to keep a list of all the things that we have to do. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, go to our homepage, newlifeevent.com. Download the New Life Event Survival Guide underneath the retweet button. While you're there, please go and click that retweet button. Help us spread the word. The only way I can make this event free, the only way I can get the speakers here is if you guys are getting people here. And let me tell you, to come in here on an early Sunday morning and talk to a bunch of people makes it worth getting up in the morning and feeling all your guys' love. It's amazing. It's wonderful, and we love that. We absolutely love that. So please do that. We're giving some awesome prizes, as you heard. Our next speaker is giving a prize. And don't forget our grand prize daily, which we've got one more going out tonight. The people who have been winning them, I love their stories, and that's exactly what it is. It's a business in a box, and you are a winner by being here. All this education, even if you take away only one thing from this entire weekend, I guarantee you it will help you to grow your business. All right, so Twitter winner information. What is it? How do you do it? All of that is at twitter-winner.com. We have this great little chat room that you can go and talk to people, get more ideas. That's what it's all about. Plus, when you join this, it automatically puts in the hashtag you need to win prizes, and that's just another fun aspect of it. If you don't win anything, you know what? That's why I've been giving you free prizes all throughout the weekend, all the free stuff. That's because I want everybody to be a winner. I want everybody to enjoy themselves. So we've got a great schedule all day long, and it just keeps getting better and better. So if you have any questions, go to New Life Event, message me on Twitter, or ask questions on the right-hand side. I'm going to pass over the controls over to Keith. And Keith, you should see something that says show my screen. And then once you click on that, we'll be able to actually view your entire screen.
Yep, come up now.
All right, and then perfect. And so now all you have to do is start the slideshow, and we are good to go.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Shauna.
No problem.
Okay.
I'm going to mute myself and let you take over.
Appreciate it. Okay, thanks, Shauna, and hello to everyone. Really pleased to have the opportunity to talk to you about our favorite subjects at Unbound Commerce, which is mobile and social are growing through the roof, but how does a online merchant take advantage of it? So my name is Keith Lietzke. I'm Chief Marketing Officer of Unbound Commerce. I'll do, so here are the topics that I want to cover in the next, so I'm thinking about half an hour worth of content and allow plenty of time for Q&A at the end. So the first critical question that we want to address is how important is mobile for my business? Help you, give you some tools to evaluate that question for yourself. And then, assuming you've come to a conclusion that, hey, it is important, and maybe it's not important today, maybe it's growing like crazy. Maybe for you the answer is 4 months from now or right before the holiday season, whatever. You need to know what are your different ways to skin the cat. How can you take advantage of it once you've decided to do it? And then lastly, new. Not that many people are doing it, but Facebook commerce is about to burst on the scene. I want to give a quick overview of what that might look like. Before that, please forbear a couple commercial slides. I'm not going to pitch the company, Unbound Commerce. I'm just going to introduce who we are. We're a software and service provider completely focused on mobile commerce and Facebook commerce solutions for retailers. We provide turnkey mobile websites. We provide mobile apps. One of our customers is shown here. This is a little before and after Moose Jaw Mountaineering. This is their site before. And if you're familiar with using on iPhones and Android, anything with pinch-zoom capability, you obviously can get around that site, but clearly it's not optimized. And here's their site after we did work on it. And by the way, there are a couple of releases past this, so their current mobile site doesn't necessarily look a lot like that. We also do, as I mentioned, Facebook Commerce Solutions. I'm going to spend most of my time talking mobile because that seems to be the au courant topic, but I'll bring up Facebook toward the end. Unbound is proud to be serving a lot of retailers. When we prepared this slide, we had 125 retailers using Unbound Commerce. It's now up over 140. So things change rapidly. According to Internet Retailer, the Mobile Commerce Data Book that they published last fall, we're the #1 provider of mobile commerce solutions. More retailers use us than anybody else. So we're really, really pleased to have people's trust in their business, and can give you a little bit of background as to some of our perspectives here. Okay, so into the guts of the presentation. The first question that all retailers have is mobile right for my business? And like any good e-commerce company, the first bias is to turn to the data. So let's look at what objective information we have. And when we talk to retailers about what they're seeing on mobile on their site, we typically hear that, oh, it's a couple percent of my business, maybe as much as 5%. Every once in a while we'll come across somebody who maybe has 10%. But the vast majority of people are in the 2 to 5% of their site traffic is coming from mobile. And by the way, let me stop here and say, when we talk about mobile, I'm not talking about tablets, I'm not talking about iPads, which personally I think your main site renders pretty well on an iPad. We're really focused on the mobile phones for 2 reasons. One, you've got the small screen to deal with. Your current website likely doesn't present very well on the small screen, unless, of course, you're accepting of the whole pinch zoom phenomena. Also, mobile devices are, in fact, mobile. We consider iPad and the larger tablet devices to be more like portable devices. People are not, it's the exception that people carry them with them everywhere. Okay, so when I talk about amount of site traffic, I am talking about mobile, not tablet devices. So, like I said, most of the customers we work with, we have them look at their logs, and they say, yeah, 2 to 5% of my traffic is from mobile devices. And it raises the question, is that important enough? Where does that raise in the priority thing of all the things I need to do now? My gosh, I need to improve my SEO. I should be blogging, on and on and on and on. Is this important? And then the second thing they look at is say, and you know what? Mobile buyers aren't really converting. They're not. At most they're just shopping on my site. So, you know, maybe they're not really buyers. Maybe they're just shoppers, and it's another reason to deprioritize them. And the thing that we like to say is I think you've got, in many cases, you've got a self-fulfilling prophecy there. To some extent, if you don't have a mobile optimized site, it is not surprising that you're getting very low usage of the site you have from mobile. And if it's not mobile optimized, it's going to be pretty difficult to actually convert buyers. And we'll show some real-life examples as we go forward, as well as the data. So let's look at some background data. Get away from looking at what's going on your site, but look at the overall market as a whole. So you should know there are seven. A lot of these stats are probably familiar with you, but want to level set here. There are 75 million smartphone users in the U.S. today. 50 million new smartphones sold last year. It's a booming market. Okay, but do they shop? Well, 52% in the last 6 months have purchased physical goods. I'm not talking about buying ringtones or the like. I'm talking about physical goods, 62%. And that is up from 20% a year ago. So people are increasingly using their smartphones when it makes sense for them to do so, to make purchases. And the last number to throw out is Google reports that 15% of its searches are mobile originated. So we think of 15% as sort of the background opportunity out there, the potential site traffic for your business, unless your business is unusual, doesn't fit the norm. If it's mostly appealing to 60 and 70-year-olds, you might not be the norm. But if you are, the average business, your potential, you should be getting 15% of your traffic. So the question is, well, why aren't you? Okay. And of course, mobile's not going away. In a curious coincidence, both Morgan Stanley and Gartner Group, two major analysts out there, both projected that mobile internet would overtake desktop internet in 2013. So you want to be ready. Somebody's grabbing those customers today. You want to be among those people grabbing share among mobile. Okay. So I raised the question, is mobile right for my business? And what I think might be a more interesting way to look at it is to change the question around. Is mobile right for my customers? Are my customers using mobile? Does their use of mobile give me new opportunities to interact with them? I love what one of our most recent customers, Dover Saddlery, top retailer of equestrian goods in the U.S. Recently, the CEO said this in a press release: our customers are active people in the stables and the field or at horse shows. In other words, if he wants to interact with his customers when they're doing what they do, they're not behind the desk. They're not at home behind a PC. And he made the point, mobile is a great way to connect with them. By being more convenient and providing anytime, anywhere service, we can capitalize on the ability to serve our customers whenever and wherever they have the need. So the question, the observation that Dover Saddlery said is, our customers are going to be like in the barn and come across a need for a Dover Saddlery product. Now, does Dover Saddlery want to wait until the customer goes back into the office or at home and then remember that, oh yeah, they have a need, or does Dover Saddlery want to be there at the time the need is recognized? And that's the real power of mobile. So I'm suggesting here, don't look at, gee, how many people are visiting my website? It's how many of my customers are mobile, and does that give me new opportunities to interact with them? They're not visiting your website with mobile phones if you don't have a mobile website. Let me tell you that. But that's just oversaturated. There are other examples, lots of examples out here. CyberWell, the president of CyberWell, made the point that their customers are working in the field or the shop. They're not spending a lot of time behind the PC. And Blair Candy says that their customers are finding that computer usage at work is being monitored. So that was impacting their business. So what they did is they went mobile so that they can interact with the customers on their breaks or at lunch. Okay. So so let's turn around the question and say, now as opposed to, how many people are coming to my site, how many of my customers have smartphones? We know it's 75 million in the U.S. It's projected to be 100 million at the end of this year. Are your customers like those customers, or are they different? Like I say, if you're selling to 60 and 70-year-olds, it may not be the ideal, the early adopter of mobile, particularly in mobile internet. But if you're serving anybody else, the opportunity is huge. The related question is, how much of their time are my customers at a desk or in front of the PC at home? So we actually look into the time slices of a customer's day and say, they're at home in front of the PC maybe an hour at night. They're in front of a PC at the office with some idle time, just maybe an hour or two during the day. But more than that, they can most often be found meeting friends, commuting, at the soccer field, at the shop or the job site, or in a supervised office setting like Blair Candy mentioned, which was pretty unique. Or shopping in stores, out and about, trying to find goods, looking for what they want. Mobile gives you the opportunity to interact with your customers when they are in these settings. And it's really, you have to make the determination of, does that benefit your business? Well, companies that have taken the step of going mobile have found that it does benefit their business. One of our customers, we serve, again, I'm not going to do commercials, but we serve billion-dollar retailers such as Finish Line with 600 stores and malls around the country, as well as million-dollar businesses who are fundamentally, an online business only. We have solutions for all of them, and the data that I draw here and show is taken from some wide samples. So Finish Line, as an example of getting results, before we went mobile with them, before we took them mobile, they looked at their traffic, and their traffic, like I said, like many others, was about 3% of their website. This was before mobile. We took them mobile in the March 2010, almost exactly a year anniversary today. And by May, their mobile usage had jumped from 3% to 8%. I should note this is without doing any mobile-specific marketing. This is organic traffic, people who find them either from mobile-generated search or users that were coming to their site, like the experience, came back to their site on a repeated basis. And by the end of the year, mobile traffic was 12% of their total site traffic. So nice increase. This is an example of saying, hey, I only have a little bit of mobile traffic today. Yes, but what are you missing? You're missing the potential that Finish Line and virtually all of our other customers have been able to unlock as a result of having a mobile website. The second issue is, okay, but do people really buy on mobile? And I actually think there's, the data is there that they're not going to buy as readily on mobile. They're, typing in your, credit card with thumbs. Mobile commerce is still pretty early. I don't think you can expect quite the same conversion rate, although some of our customers are getting those conversion rates are better. But in general, I don't think that's the right expectation. But what you should absolutely expect is that your conversion rates should go up dramatically. And what we are seeing is that increases in conversion rates before and after a mobile site are up 500%. Pretty dramatic. All by itself makes the case. If you only looked at this number, it makes the ROI case for going mobile without reflecting this and without reflecting some of the other stuff I'm going to talk to in just a minute. You might have questions, by the way, of how do you monitor this. This is virtually all the standard web analytic tools. Google Analytics makes it really easy to track your mobile traffic. The only thing I would caveat is recommend you not including the iPads, the larger tablet devices in that, because we believe fairly strongly that those devices are well served on your main site unless you're a heavy user of Flash. Okay, so that covers the topic of how important is mobile for my business. Each company will come to their own conclusion. My major point is don't just look at your current stats and say, oh, it's only 2%, it's only 3%, it's not that big a deal. There's huge untapped potential. So next is, okay, let's say I decide that mobile is right for me. It's it's significant now. It's clearly growing. I buy into the notion that there's untapped potential. What do I do? So the first question everybody has to address is, do I build a mobile website or a mobile app, like for iPhone, an iPhone app or an Android app? And these are two very valid ways to go. Just quick pros and cons on them. Alternative one is first deploy a mobile app. And Patagonia, great sporting products company, has gone down that path. And if you will go to www.patagonia.com on a mobile device, here's the page you'll see. Thanks, shop the entire site. But first, in order to do that, you have to download the app. And the good news is it's free. Now, this is only for iPhone users. So other mobile devices that come here don't necessarily have an app for them. But what would you say is the take rate on that? How many people that go to www.patagonia.com or any other site that offers this would actually take that step and download the app? Well, as you look at these sites that are doing this, a tremendously successful site would have a 25% download rate. That would really, really be good. But expected would be no more than 10%. So the issue here is, whereas this is a perfectly good way to go, probably 90% of the people that went there, and that's 90% of the iPhone users, not to mention Android, BlackBerry, etc., would not be able to do really anything with this. So let's go to alternative two. So alternative two is deploy a mobile version of your website. Lead with that. We are definitely not saying, don't read into this, that there's not a place for mobile apps, iPhone apps and Android apps in retail. There absolutely is. But we feel very strongly that you should lead with a mobile site, because everybody with a smartphone that goes to www.finishline.com gets a great experience there. And we believe that's our number one recommendation. Start with a mobile site. And in fact, data published by eMarketer shows that 78% of users prefer to go and have a site to land at versus being told, oh, well, go download the app. So you're saying yes to your customers. You don't have a closed for business sign on your website. So we feel strongly this is the right way to go. By the way, it also is a less expensive way to go, which you may appreciate that. However, for a number of companies, building an iPhone app or an Android app is a great thing to do as a second step. But the guidance that we give is you have to figure out what the reason you're doing that app. And if all you're doing is replicating what's being done on the website, that's not sufficient reason for people to download the app. So it needs to be somehow about enhancing the experience, providing much more interaction, really helping you get into your target customer's lifestyle. And this is not the time to go into that, but those are the conversations we have. And we build iPhone apps, but they are not mere copies of the main website. Okay. Okay, Twitter winner. All right, so what do we have here for Twitter winner?
I was trying to open up my window and it was like going like weird and I couldn't unmute myself. My apologies. Okay, so Elegant KB, and who said Patagonia is always doing something good. Thanks for showing us their mobile app.
Elegant KB. Congratulations,
Elegant KB. That's correct. All right, perfect. Okay. All right, go make sure you head over to Twitter winner.
Okay, and Shauna, so they have to do something to go claim their prize?
Yep, they're going to head over to twitter-winner.com to claim their prize.
Great. Okay. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
That's an iPod Shuffle, by the way, is what's been contributed for this.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, that was really cool. Well, congratulations, Elegant KB. You got an iPad Shuffle or iPod Shuffle. You know what? I tell you what you need to do with these iPod Shuffles. You need to make sure you sign up on iTunes with your thing and get the little podcast thing for the New Life event and make sure they're downloading and you get this information again and again. So thank you for the wonderful gift. I will mute myself again.
Great. Thanks, Shauna. Okay. Well, after that break for prize winners, we'll move on. So I've said that our recommendation is to lead with a mobile website as your first move into mobile. This is a busy slide. I don't know if it makes sense to go through it, but I've just taken one of our customers, Finish Line, and kind of decompose their site just to make some points that you should be thinking about as you're thinking about doing mobile. First off, there should be a consistency, a seamlessness. In many cases, the user is going www.yoursite.com. They're expecting your site there, and where they go to should deliver on that expectation. Any sophisticated, state-of-the-art application at your website should detect that it's a mobile browser. It's straightforward to do that and redirect to a mobile version of the website. And that mobile website should be designed so that there's no question in the user's mind, oh yeah, I'm at finishline.com, but their mobile website. We strongly believe that the whole experience, the search and nav, the product catalog, all of that should be completely meshed to get the consistency and the seamlessness for the buyer. But that said, there are unique things about mobile, and I just want to, the ability to take QR codes, the ability to do location detection, the fact that it is a phone itself. These are all things that need to be exploited by your mobile website, and we'll go into that a little more. So clearly, since it is a mobile phone, the user doesn't have to type in their location. They can just say, hey, click use my current location. This is expected now by mobile savvy consumers. We provide, we see here what we call a marketing banner. This is easily changed by the marketing or merchandising team. And whatever they want to promote, whatever they want to highlight on that particular day, great. Finish Line, I chose a multi-channel example. Finish Line, like I said, has 600 some stores around the country. And one of the things that they want to do is enhance the in-store shopping experience. Now, I realize not everyone on the phone is going to have 600 stores, but the point here is there are unique opportunities to create a different experience. The mobile experience is not going to simply be a clone of your main site experience, in part because the screen size is about 80% smaller, so you're going to have to make different choices, and two, because it has different capabilities. So if you're not exploiting those, you're missing out on that. But the mobile site should leverage pretty much all the things that your website is doing. So, for example, if you're doing featured items, promotions, and all of that, whatever you're using to drive that, whether that's hand keying in the products I want to promote on my main website, I might want to pick those up on the mobile site. We're also finding sophisticated retailers using mobile as yet another way to slice and dice their customer base. And the retailers that are out in front are recognizing, hey, mobile buyers are buying a somewhat different selection of products. It tends to be a little more impulse purchase, or it tends to be more of a repeat purchase. And as a result of that, they're choosing to merchandise, to promote items to mobile users that in a different way than they do on their main website, because they find that the take rate is higher if they select from a mobile-specific product selection. Okay, and then obviously this needs to be integrated with your cart and checkout. We really do not recommend, well, I'll go into this a little more, but the cart and checkout, product review, site analytics, there's very little that you're going to do on your main website that shouldn't be brought onto your mobile site, but it has to be done with a nice design. Now I show Finish Line. Here's another of our customers, Moose Jaw. Every customer gets to have their own design. Some are sophisticated. Some are simple. Here's Blair Candy, a Yahoo merchant who pretty much has said, you know, I've got a landing page, search and some category drill down. That'll do it. And in fact, it works well for them. Or you have somebody sort of in between, like I mentioned, Dover Saddlery. So some, you know, little more detail to the design, but not as far as Moose Jaw. So, but in any event, the branding carries through, the look and feel carries through, and the products are your full catalog. I mean, the user should be able to go to the mobile site and get what they're seeing any other time from their main site. So Unbound's recommendations here are really quite simple. I'm not saying they're trivial to accomplish, but our recommendations are very strong. Number one, the mobile experience isn't merely a shrunken version of the main website. You really should think through, how are my users, what are the settings in which they're likely to pick up the mobile phone to get to my site versus a desktop device. And think through that and say, you know, they're more likely shopping in a brick-and-mortar store of my competitor, or they're more likely with their kids somewhere. Well, what does that imply for what you want to promote? What kind of navigation experience? Streamlined checkout is enormous in mobile. People, you know, if you can do it, people don't necessarily want to be, you know, clicking through all the thumb input. And then the second thing is that despite the fact that we're recommending that mobile is a unique experience, it should be implemented as an extension of what you're already doing. You've invested significantly in your e-commerce operations. You've chosen, you know, the products you want to offer. You've chosen a way to do shopping cart and checkout. You've chosen how you want to manage your site as far as analytics, search and nav. Leverage that. You shouldn't reinvent the wheel just because mobile's a different experience. The experience you build for mobile should be built on what you already have and extend what you have into the mobile space. Related to that, related to building a new experience, is capitalize on things that are uniquely mobile. For sure, you are, well, almost for sure, you are sending out email messages to your loyal customer base. And they are increasingly picking them up on mobile devices. And when they click on the links, if you do not have a mobile optimized site, they are being frustrated shoppers. So the first thing is take advantage of the fact that people are already clicking on your links, going to product pages and all of that. You have ways to draw them in, whether it's email or SEO. You're doing this already. Make it easy for them when they're on the mobile device. The second thing that I want to introduce is that the idea of the mobile catalog, we think brings back the whole catalog call center business. Now, a lot of companies we talk to, they're saying, "Phew, I'm glad I'm not in the catalog business. Printed publications and when very expensive, direct mail, all of that. Online's what's right for me. Glad I'm not sending out paper." And as a part of that, they are saying, "Ooh, and I don't want the call center business." But many of the customers we do talk to say, "Well, I've got a call center, and driving, if I could find a cost-effective way to drive traffic into my call center other than sending out printed publications or in addition to that, that would be great." The click-to-call button on mobile phones is an overlooked gold mine. Many of our customers are telling us that their average order size when their buyers call into the call center goes up dramatically. So they like sending people into the call center. And guess what? Mobile users like hitting click to call, particularly at this stage of the market. I've mentioned thumb typing as being not something everybody likes to do. I've mentioned that there's, it being early in the market. Mobile is kind of where e-commerce shopping was, 8 or 10 years ago. You got some people that are wondering about security and all of that. And by having that comfortable click to call button, I can talk to a live operator. It's great. So even our companies, our customers that service a youth market and really poo-pooed the idea of putting a click to call button, they are amazed at what a good, as they call it, what a good on-ramp, the mobile device that's with the customer everywhere, what a good on-ramp that is to the call center. So don't overlook this. It's again, it's a mobile unique opportunity. These are phones that people are carrying in their pocket. It's a great business, and you can, count it in your conversion rates, by the way. And a way to do that is to set up a different 800 number, a different toll-free number for your click-to-call from your mobile site. Okay, and you can see some of our customers are big on this. Others are saying, I don't really have much of a call center. That's not my business model. Hey, that's okay. If you're not interested in inbound calls, that's fine. But for those of you that are, this is a great thing to do. And then I know Shauna's already mentioned this, and she sounds like she's got some information coming up on it. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time, but I'm assuming almost all retailers that are listening in on here are pretty much internet pure. I mean, not a lot, maybe one, maybe a small number of stores, maybe none. But everybody in some way, shape, or form interacts with their customer in the physical world, whether you go to events, whether it's just among your friends, whatever. Whether it's when you ship out a product and you put a flyer in or a thank you note in, add QR codes. You need a mobile site in order to take advantage of them, but once you do, QR codes are a way to drive more traffic. And I know Shauna mentioned that just before the start of this topic, but there was a nice article the other day. New York City, the city of New York City, is putting them up on street signs to give visitors a way to help them get around the city. QR codes are growing dramatically, and it's a way for you to interact with your buyers when you have physical contact with them, whether that's posters at events, direct mail that you send out, or things you put in the package that you mail out to them. Okay. All right, so those are some of the ways that you can serve mobile customers. Like I say, we believe strongly in starting with a mobile site. We believe strongly in taking advantage of some of these uniquely mobile ways to go. Unbound obviously is in the business of doing this. I don't want to get into a sales pitch. There are lots of other companies to do it. The point is, do it. If your own e-commerce provider has a mobile option, explore it. It's probably the right answer for you. We have a really solid integration with Yahoo Small Business Platform. It's a great service, and it works so easily, and it's cost effective. But if you're not a Yahoo Merchant Services customer, we have answers as well. So that's the end of my advertisement on that. Okay, so let's turn away from mobile onto Facebook. I'm going to spend just a couple minutes on this because it's really more to bring it to your attention than to strongly urge that it's a must-do. Mobile is must-do this year. Facebook, really time to start looking at it. Well, the why is because there's 130 million users in the U.S. actively using Facebook. And by the way, that number is probably 4 months old, so for sure it's more than that. But the thing that boggles my mind, I mean, 130 million is a huge number. The thing that boggles my mind, though, is that next data point. 55 minutes a day is what the average user spends on Facebook. So if your customers were all gathered around in some big venue and you had the opportunity to talk to them there, wouldn't you want to do that? If they're spending 55 minutes a day, wouldn't you want to do that? Then we think the answer is yes, for fairly obvious reasons. But what we're trying to do, not what we're trying to do, what we're actually doing, and this is a very new offering, first customer has just rolled out, is a Facebook commerce solution that is done using the same technologies that we use for mobile. The whole goal is to increase the conversion rates. So if you have fan pages, and many retailers do, I'm expecting that most of the retailers that are listening in on this have at least the beginning of a Facebook fan page. People are visiting those pages. The goal of what we're talking about is to increase the conversion from the people that visit to people that actually purchase. We do this through a Facebook app that lets buyers shop and purchase within the comfort of their own Facebook session. Now, this is different from what all retailers are doing today. Virtually every retailer is creating some Facebook presence, creating some interaction with buyers there, but at the end of the day, trying to get buyers to click out of Facebook to their main site. And I don't want to say that that's a bad thing to do, but what I do want to say is there's a better way to do it, because along the way you have lost, because not everybody is going to be, Facebook is very sticky. That's why it's 55 minutes a day. Users, once they're in Facebook, they don't want to leave Facebook. And there was an interesting study done just to drive this point home. where Steve Madden Shoes did a little experiment and said, hey, let's give users the option of shopping within Facebook, shopping on their mobile device, and shopping online. They ran this as a brief trial for one of their products, tracked click-throughs. 54% of users preferred to stay within Facebook. Click this button as opposed to the other choices. 15% to mobile, 31%. So Facebook users like to stay within Facebook. Given that preference, what Unbound's approach is, and what we think the right approach is, as opposed to telling users in Facebook, come visit our store online, bring your store to where the user is. Okay. Now, is this important? Is Facebook important? Well, if you think mobile's important, and we were just talking about 50, actually this is old, so it's 75 million users, Facebook's at 130, a lot more. But let's look at page views. No comparison, factor of 20 larger. Where do users spend their time online? I mean, I doubt that there's a company out there that isn't taking advantage of Google search for SEO, and yet there are more users in Facebook, more time spent in Facebook than in the whole set of Google pages served, and this is growing unbelievably. So 100% increase at year-end 2010 over where it was in 2009. Okay, so let's look at Facebook Commerce in action. One of Unbound's mobile customers is a company called Imitations. They sell knockoff jewelry, cubic zirconia, rhinestone. They look at who's wearing what on the red carpet. Here's a Jessica Alba inspired jewelry. Go off and manufacture it. Their users love it. Very fashion forward, obviously, but at a discount price. Facebook's a big deal for them. So what we do is we give them the ability to render their entire catalog, search, nav, the whole thing, as well as a complete commerce solution, checkouts and all that. I'm not going to do the live demo, but you can add the bag, and the user stays on. You know what? I am going to do live. Oh, okay. Can do the whole thing. This is their Facebook fan page. Keira Knightley necklace. Click on it. And add to bag. And this is all driven by, in this case, Imitations is a Yahoo merchant. And this whole thing is powered by their Yahoo shopping cart. It is all seamless seamless from an operations perspective. It all just works. When Imitations adds a new product, changes the price, it all magically appears in Facebook or on mobile. We can do videos, we can do multi-images, all the stuff that you're doing in your catalog online, you can and should be able to bring into your Facebook. The technology is now available to do it. Plus, go beyond that, promotional banners, specific discount codes so you can track and promote, integration with like buttons, etc. Okay, so we think that we highly recommend, in fact, that if you're doing Facebook, you should take the next step and make it easier for people to buy within Facebook. We believe strongly, although it's so new, we don't have a lot of data behind it, that this increases conversion rates. And what we've described here, I'm characterizing as shop on a tab. So there's Facebook tabs, the shop here and all of that. So shop on a tab basically means bring my product catalog into Facebook, let people check out in Facebook. We think that's a good start, but just like in mobile, if all you're doing is bringing your catalog into mobile and you're not taking advantage of the uniqueness of mobile, click-to-call, QR codes, location, as just this few examples, then you're not really taking advantage. And in Facebook, having shop on a tab is a great thing to do, but what's really the unique power of Facebook is the viral nature, the sharing with friends and all that, and that's where Unbound is currently doing it. Okay, rapid tour of mobile and Facebook, and I'd be glad to turn it over for Q&A.
Ah, wonderful, wonderful information, and you know, we're very excited about helping the Yahoo store owners implement the mobile part of this with you guys, because it's so wonderful and it's so exciting. And so anyway, if any of you guys are listening out there that are going to need help with that and getting it all taken care of, just let us know. We've got some great questions here. Did the 62% buy from their phone, or did they actually order from a PC?
Those were actually bought from the phone. That was the study that Adobe did, and that does not include. We're seeing buying from the phone is only one of 4 possible channels. A mobile completed order is only one of 4 ways it benefits your business. Click to call, so it's completed in the call center. That wasn't included. Save the item to a shopping cart or email it to myself so I remember it. I found it on mobile, but I'm going to later check out on a desktop device. That wasn't included. Or driving people into the store and the purchase being done in store. So that 62% doesn't include. That's just the mobile specific stuff. It doesn't include the way mobile can impact your existing channels.
Yeah, you know, it's just, and it keeps continuing to grow and grow and grow and grow, and that, I mean, that's what you're seeing. And remember that we need to go to where our customers are, so that's extremely important. And Dixie said it right. The question isn't, is mobile right for me? Is mobile right for my customer? Very good. So are mobile rankings measured differently than regular pages?
So. You know, I could give a off-the-cuff answer to that, but I'm not a mobile expert. So to some extent, yes, in the sense that if you're making a search query from a mobile device, there is some up-ranking and down-ranking based on whether the page is being directed to is mobile optimized or not. Google does track that. But I don't have any data as to how big an impact that is.
All right, okay. If it's all right, I'm going to switch over here because I've actually got something cool that I want people to kind of try out real quick. So I'm going to do this because I told you guys about the QR codes, and that I mentioned on Tweet Chat. I want you to go download in one of the markets. I want you to go download one of the free barcode scanner apps just to show you how cool they are. So once you do that, here's what I want you to do. I want you to open up that scanner, and it's going to open up your it's going to open up the camera on your phone, and I want you to place that camera and put it over this image that you're seeing on your screen, and then I want you to tell me where it takes you to. So while I'm asking these questions, get that out and do that. Now, if you don't have one, I'm going to put this image on the website so that you can download it and then upload it to another website. Like if you don't have a smartphone or you're not really sure how it works, I'm going to show you how this all works because it's just so much fun. One of the things I was thinking about that's so wonderful about, you know, you were talking about using mobile. Last night after the New Life event, I went over to Mom's house, and she had gotten these wonderful little craft kits. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, I want one of those. I want one of those little craft kits. And wouldn't it have been wonderful if on the packaging they would have had one of these QR codes where I could have just taken an image with my cell phone, and I would have been able to go to their Facebook page or some type of marketing to get on their list and get more information because I really wanted that product. It was like this little craft kit that she got for making cards. And I was thinking, what a promotion that would have been. And when you were talking about the horses, you know what I mean? The horses, when you go to the horse shows and somebody's got it still in the packaging and you go, where did you get that? Here, click on this. And it's like, hello, that's the power of mobile marketing. That's the future of this. So anyway, let me get back to a couple questions. I know we're getting towards like the question time. So if you got to go take a break, go take a break. I'm going to ask questions while we're doing this, just so you can see what we're talking about. What's the cost of something like this to add to a Yahoo store, to Facebook, or is there any other e-commerce sites like Bonanza or eBay?
Yeah, so I can speak obviously very knowledgeably about the work we do with Yahoo. For merchants that have standard, that are on the, it depends on the plan you're on with Yahoo merchant services. So merchants that are on the standard plan, mobile is $50 a month. If they're on the professional plan, it's $125 a month. In both cases, there's about 2 hours worth of setup work that we do for you, and so it's a $300 one time to get going and have your site up and running, turnkeyed the way you want it.
All right. Now, the next question is, how efficient do you think mobile advertising is?
Wow. It's a mixed bag. Let's say it's an emerging art. I have seen categories that people are saying they're getting great returns on mobile advertising, but I think those are the exceptions. I think there's a lot of mobile advertising inventory available, and so I think some of the prices are pretty good, but so many advertisers do not have a mobile site to send people to, so they've created a single landing page, a wax page, and it's just not as effective at this point. So the thing with mobile advertising, mobile email, SMS, this is one of the reasons we say so strongly, get a mobile site. The people doing www.mystore.com is reason enough, but all the other reasons, mobile advertising, mobile SEO, are additional reasons to get a mobile site.
Absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. All right, so we are gonna just take like a quick minute break here to get ready for our next speaker. Keith, thank you so much. To get to know more about them, go to Unbound Commerce. Now, I know that you guys are saying, okay, what is this barcode scanner and what is it and how do you use it? And I've totally confused you, and where are you sending me to? I promise I will be updating a page and updating you. But where it's taking you to, yes, you're right, is as a Facebook mastermind group, and I want to keep it separate from our book club group that we're starting, because so many people are saying, I want to network with people and have them help me with my website. So I've always wanted to start an e-commerce mastermind group where you can come and say, this is my page, and then we can have our speakers come in and help you. You can have other people help you. It's going to be a group where we can come together and have discussions and talk specifically, get ideas and that forth. And it's going to be kind of separate than using the books, because the books we're going to be using more as classes. So I set up this page real quick because I just wanted to show you guys it, so that way we can keep kind of like the mastermind group different than the actual book club. But you can actually sign up for the book club while you're on that page. But for those of you who are going, what is she showing me? Well, how do I use it? I don't know what I'm doing. I know I threw this up at you, and I promise, give me an hour and I will show you exactly what I'm talking about, and I will give you more information, and then I'll really dive into how you can use this to grow your business a little bit later. Keith, thank you again.
Likewise, Shauna.